Let's be honest about something we don't like to admit. America isn't divided because compromise is impossible. It is divided because compromise feels like betrayal. And not betrayal of policy, not betrayal of outcomes, but betrayal of who we are. We're told the polarization is the problem, that the sides are too far apart, and that our values are incompatible. But that's not actually the issue, because people compromise on values all the time. They compromise at work, they compromise in marriages, they compromise with their kids. They compromise when the alternative is losing something they care about. So why does compromise suddenly become impossible when it comes to politics, culture, and identity? Because in those spaces, compromises don't feel like it's very practical. It feels personal. Listen to how do we talk about it. It won't compromise my values. This is the line I won't cross. Some things are non-negotiable. That sounds noble, principled, and even strong. But here's the uncomfortable truth about it. Most of the time, those aren't values. They're identity markers. They're the symbols that tell us who we are and who we're not. And once beliefs stop being tools for decision making and start being proof of belonging, compromise stops feeling like cooperation and it starts feeling like defection. So here's what the psychology tells us about the whole matter. Humans fear identity loss more than almost anything else, more than financial loss, more than social conflict, sometimes even more than physical danger. Because identity equals safety. It tells us where we belong, who has our back, and who can we trust. So when a belief becomes part of your identity, challenging that belief doesn't feel like a debate. It feels like erasure. And compromise? Compromise feels like saying, maybe I'm not who I thought I was. Maybe my group isn't fully right. Maybe the people I oppose aren't pure villains. That's not an intellectual threat. That's an existential one. So now here's the part that no one likes to say out loud. Division feels good. Not morally good, emotionally good. Division offers clear heroes and villains, moral certainty, instant community, and effortless righteousness. You don't have to solve anything, you just have to take a side. It's pretty simple. And once you're on the side, the rules are simple. Agree with us, disagree with them, and never give an inch. Compromise ruins that clarity. It introduces nuance, and nuance is exhausting. Here's what rarely gets acknowledged. In today's culture, compromise isn't punished intellectually. It's punished socially. You don't lose arguments, you lose status. You lose followers, you lose credibility, you lose your place in the group. You don't get called wrong. You get called a sellout, a traitor, a fence sitter, or worse, one of them. So people learn quickly. Staying pure is safer than being effective. And of course, the system loves this. Outrage is predictable. Tribal loyalty is monetized. Compromise is inconvenient. Media rewards certainty. Algorithms reward anger. Politics rewards fundraising, not fixing things. A divided public is easy to mobilize. A compromising public is dangerous. Because people who can change their minds are very hard to control. So what do we lose in all of this? We lose functional schools, sustainable healthcare, affordable housing, trust in institutions, trust in your neighbors. Not because solutions don't exist, but because solutions don't signal loyalty. They don't give us a team to cheer for. They don't make us feel righteous. And righteousness has quietly become more important than results. So let's take a look in the mirror. Here's the question that we are all avoiding to ask. If compromise feels like betrayal, then what exactly do you think you're betraying? Your values? Or the version of yourself that those values protect? Because values are supposed to help us live together. If they only help us fight each other, they've stopped becoming moral principles, and they've started becoming armor. A healthy society requires people who can disagree without disappearing, who can compromise without collapsing, who can change their minds without losing their sense of self. So if compromise feels like surrender, maybe the real problem isn't that you're giving something up. Maybe it's that you've tied too much of who you are, and it's tied to never being wrong.